Okay, good evening all. What we were discussing last day about the energy, right? We discussed about different sources of energy and also about producing energy in different ways, including solar energy, biomass, etc. We have just learned about that. And here, so these are some examples. You can see the different type of biomass. I have just informed you about this. So different type of biomass like firewood, coal, hay, sugarcane. So sugarcane is also used for biomass, and waste matter from kitchen. So biomass. So either this energy can be taken directly by using using the fire, or you can break down it to some other energy source, like chemically break down into some other format. So that is also possible, right? For an example, this charcoal is actually firewood. When firewood is there, so when, or the coconut shell, these things, you can convert it to charcoal. So actually that is a chemical, physical and chemical change. So biomass can be used as original. It can be used as originally as a biomass, or it can be converted to some other form. Sugarcane also the same. So how sugarcane can be used? So there are ways, instances where it is used to obtain energy. Sugarcane is like, so that is a kind of biomass, but so producing food, that is also kind of energy formation. So through the nutrition and all, energy can be formed. And not just that, so you can use different reactions and convert that to a fuel. There are possibilities to convert that to a fuel. So maybe biogas, right? So biogas can be easily produced. So that is one example. Okay, so these are the things that we have discussed. Actually, yes, by last day we discussed about this. Then okay, I think I have actually displayed you a video which can be used to produce methane, biogas. Can you remember that? I have actually, as I remember, I have yes, I have sent you the link, or I have displayed you the video using that small infusion, one infusion pump, and using the waste food. Right, if you keep this waste food with the mixed with the compost for some duration, so it will produce methane or biogas. Can you remember that? I'm not sure whether I have done this in this class or some other class. That is why I'm asking. Side, so can you remember this, Sandhi? Yes.
I think.
Okay, this Sandhi have like. Right. So please try these things. This is like, I'll show you that exam that as a practical. So when I'm in STEAM, so now actually today, still I'm at home due to this like infection. Still, yes, this Sunday. So I think you have to mute your microphone side. So like your conversation can be right. Okay. Okay. Then fossil fuel. Fossil fuel is kind of a non-renewable energy. So we have two kind of energy sources. Some are renewable. Some are renewable means like it can be generated. Even biomass is renewable. So even after you use it, still there are ways to reproduce that. That is a cyclic process. That cycle takes small amount of time. So let's say you are burning methane or biogas. So that will be emitted back. So the wastages of this, that will be carbon dioxide and some other gases and the energy. That carbon dioxide will be absorbed by trees again to produce food and also for the growth purpose. So it will again become, it is also possible, it is possible to, because of this carbon cycle, it is possible to produce biogas again. That means it is renewable. Biogas මේ පාවිච්චි කරනකොට ඒක වේස්ටේජ් එකක් විදිහට එනර්ජි එකට අමතරව කාබන් ඩයොක්සයිඩ් වගේ දේවල් නිදහස් වෙනවා. දහනයේ ප්‍රතිඵල විදිහට. එතකොට even so after releasing this carbon dioxide and all, so what you can do, so not you actually, so these trees can absorb carbon dioxide, right? ගස් වලට පුළුවන් carbon dioxide උරා ගන්න. ගස් වලට මේ carbon dioxide උරාගෙන ඊට පස්සේ පුළුවන් මේ ඒවා ආපහු ප්‍රභාසංශ්ලේෂණය using photosynthesis process, it can convert back to some biological mass, maybe food or maybe the tree itself. So that can again be used to produce biogas. So it is a cycle. Like a cycle එකක් විදියට චක්‍රීයව ඒක නිතර renew වෙනවා. But fossil fuel කියන ඒවා බෑ. ඒවා දැන් අපි පොළව කැණීමකට ලක් කරලා ගන්න ඕන. We have to take petroleum gases and petroleum oil, fossil fuel, crude oil, everything. So but this is deposited very long ago. So aging more than dinosaurs. Therefore, it's very difficult to reproduce this within short time. In the May fossil fuel because of that reason, because this fossil fuel has a problem because of that reason. So this is kind of limited, and we have to limit using fossil fuel. Actually, some countries, they have added to their legislation systems, rules and regulations that so they have added plans to reduce using fossil fuel, right? Reduce using fossil fuel. They have added the plans. Okay, then okay. So what do you think? Picture number 1, what it is using? Can you tell the energy type?
Fossil fuel.
Fossil fuel. 2.
Fossil fuel.
Yes, it's all about even gas, liquid petroleum gas, these vehicles, even this lamp. This is using kerosene. Anyways, all these are using fossil fuel in day-to-day life. Okay, so then wind. Natural wind is actually moving air. Wind means moving air, right? Moving air, call it wind, right? Then so this is used primarily, so you can see here, these farmers used to, right, fill rice grains from the harvest, because like, you know, when they're harvesting both these rice grains and both rice grain and some maybe hay, so all these things can be there as a mixture. So when you want to filter it, actually it's so taking the rice grain out of this harvest. So the wind was used. This is earlier days. So can you tell me some other applications of wind? Any other applications come to your head? Any other thing? Yes.
Generating electricity.
Generating electricity. How? Correct. Your answer is correct. So how? Yes. How you can generate electricity from wind. So there are some components called wind turbine. Wind turbine. Have you seen wind turbine? Wind
Yes, sir.
turbine දැකලා තියෙනවද? Where you have seen this wind turbines? Yes.
Babani?
Where පුතේ? තඹපල්ලි.
Yes, sir.
So yes, I have seen in some like in here this what you know, when you move like Batalangundu side, so that is called. There also I have seen some wind turbines, and not just that, in Meepilimana Nuwareli area. So Meepilimana, when you visit, so normally we all are visiting Nuwareli, not these days, but we used to visit Nuwareli, you know. So there are wind turbines. Right, so there are wind turbine projects. So when you like, here, this is Ambevela. That is the place exactly. In the Ambevela farm, you can see the wind turbines. So these are the things I think you have seen. Right? You have seen these large wind turbines. So this rotation of these, when these are rotated, using the rotation, so when a turbine rotates, you know, it will generate power. That power can be used. That is the idea of wind turbine. You can also create your own wind turbine, small version. So this is actually a DIY project. I always like if you can implement DIY projects in this wind turbine. So you can use a motor, right? You can use a motor and start rotating the motor, and this is a model. It's a model wind turbine, right? This is a model wind turbine. You can put this, you can take the rotating motor and take that power. Maybe you can light up very small LED bulb, not bigger than that. So you can light up very, very small LED bulb using this. Only thing that you need is some propeller to rotate. Okay, you can see it's cardboard, right? A propeller. Then actually how he has done, this person has used a mass. Mass එකක් බරක් එල්ලලා තියෙන්නේ. බරක් එල්ලලා කරකවලා මේක අතාරින්න. එතකොට you can see it's rotating. That is just a sample model project, but this is not giving any energy, just to show you, demonstrate the thing. And if you need to turn on an LED, right, so you can still do that. I'll give you the diagram, right? I'll send you the diagram to the groups. You can create your own version of power, right? On power using this wind turbine. So what you have to do is you have to rotate the motor, right? You have to rotate the motor, and this is another one. This is another one. Actually, it uses so one side there is a battery. This battery is used to rotate this motor. So this is also a very good project, right? You cannot do this. Simple thing. You need two motors. So small motor and bigger motor. So what they are doing, they are rotating the bigger one. So when the bigger one is rotated, so what will happen to the other motor? This one, this propeller. The මෙතනින් මේ motor එක rotate වෙද්දී හුළඟ එනවා ගොඩක්. ඒ හුළඟට මොකද වෙන්නේ? දෙවෙනි motor එක මේක
Also rotating.
it also rotate. මේක කැරකෙන්න ගන්නවා. So but here when you produce energy, the motor rotates, right? So understand what is going on, right? When you produce energy, the motor start rotating. When you rotate the motor, what will happen this side? It will produce energy, right? Okay, මේක කරලා බලන්න. මේක අමාරු දෙයක් නෙවෙයි. මේ පැත්තෙන් බැටරියක් සම්බන්ධ කරලා මෝටර එක කරකවන්න. ඒතර ඒ හුළඟට කරකෙන්න මේ පැත්තේ motor එකක් තියෙනවා. motor එකක් කියන්නේ පෙති දාලා තියෙනවා. So if post like if you cannot find these things, I can even send it, or if you can order it using Daras or something, that is better, right? You can do this anyway. So if you don't like, if you want to get the elements, if you don't know how to order, or if you don't know how to get this, tell me. Then I'll help you, right? I'll assist you. You can create this. This is very small thing. But then here you have to connect LED. මේ පැත්තට LED එකක් සම්බන්ධ කරන්න motor එක. Then you can see when you are rotating this will automatically rotate and that will light up this LED. That is the sample project that you have to try. Here you can see they are small bulb, and you have to use very small bulb, otherwise it will not illuminate, right? It will not illuminate, so please use small. Okay, so I'll send this, save the diagram and send it to you, so you can use this, generate in your own wind turbine. Please download the image and keep it, or take a screenshot and later use it. Okay. This is the mass example that I already displayed. So this, you can see this mass example. So actually they are using here small axis to rotate. This can be done using maybe small bicycle spoke. You can use small bicycle spoke to do this, and or maybe you can use a pen. But so you have to release this side and this side of the pen and use the pen pipe only, right? Then here you can see there is a mass and thread. Using the thread, mass is, so thread is circulated over there and there is a mass. So then this is hanged. So you can create any kind of any kind of draw, any kind of model to hang this. Here actually similar to bicycle spoke sound. Then when you release this start rotating. When you release this start rotating. And here they are using spokes, right? Bicycle spokes, spoke wires, and ballpoint pen. Yes, that is what I say. So you can use a ballpoint pen. And bicycle spokes, and maybe you can use just spoke wires, a pair of scissors, paper cutters, that is to just cut and these things, and a twine thread and small weight. Okay, so then, so this one, this circular shaped cardboard, or the you can use plastic cardboard. Then you can cut this from 4 corners and like this and create the propellers. Right, then propeller you can clip it to the side of the pen, and the other side you have to put this spoke and make rotatable. Okay, so this is what you saw in that images that I have already displayed. Right. You can see they have name Hambantota Kuttalama. That is what I said. I have seen this in that area, chill out area, right? So that I cannot exactly remember where I saw this. Mana, I'm not sure in Mana with this, yeah, but in Kuttalama is there. But in Jaffna also they are going to start side and somewhere they're going to start another wind solar, wind electricity, like wind power plant. Okay, energy stored in water. Right, this is another example. Right, this is again a model turbine. Right, it's not a real one, but model turbine. Model turbine means you just rotate it using some energy. Here again, using a plastic bottle, spoke wires, and so here actually you can see cork stopper. Spoke stopper කියලා කියන්නේ අර මේ ඔයාලා දන්නවනේ කිරල හැම්බර් කියලා තියෙන්නේ. බෝතල් වහන්නෙම තියෙනවා සිංහල බෙහෙත් බඩු කඩවල එහෙම තියෙනවා. බෙහෙත් බඩු කඩවල එහෙම මේවා තියෙනවා මේවා ගැන. කිරල හැම්බයක් මොකද ඒකට ගහන්න ලේසිනේ මේ යෝගට් එක. Have you seen this cork stopper? No. දැකලා තියෙනවද?
Yes, sir.
Right. So you can use that because you can then cut these spoons, right? So the yogurt spoons. So that is easy, right? Then you can see this is like using a bottle, the bottle and spoke wire. It is kept stable. Then what you need to do? You need to put water. Maybe you can use a pipe, right? You can use a small pipe, which can be used in a fish tank. That pipe can be used to provide water. When you provide water source, this will start rotating. But don't worry, it's don't think much. It's not going to produce energy, it's not going to produce electricity like a real turbine. This is just a model turbine. If you want this to generate energy, then what should you do? Now you know. If you really want energy, what should you do? Yes. If you want to lighten up something, if you want to get energy, you can do small change. What is that? Yes. පුළුවන් වල එනර්ජි එක ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. දැන් මේකෙන් ඇත්තටම කරන්ට් එකක් එන්නේ නැහැ. නිකන් කැරකෙනවා විතරයි. වතුර දැම්මම කැරකෙනවා. කරන්ට් එක එන්නේ නැහැ. But if you need energy, if you need current, how can we get? We already know it. දැම්මම දන්නවා ඔයගොල්ලෝ. Yes. Come on, talk. Side.
මෝටර් එකට හයි කරනවා.
මෝටර් එකට හයි කරන්න නෑ. මෝටර් එකට මොකක්ද හයි කරන්න ඕන? මෙහෙමම පුළුවන්.
ප්‍රොපෙලර් එක.
මේ කිරලෑම් එක ගහලා හදාගත්ත ප්‍රොපෙලර් එක මෝටර් එකට කෙලින්ම හයි කරන්න. If you fix this to a motor, then motor start rotating. So when motor is rotating, the other side you can get the energy, right? So you have to tell me one thing after doing this experiment next day. Take a motor, body motor, හොයාගෙන මේ experiment එක කරලා tell me, so which rotation gives, like the rotation, so draw a small thing, draw a small diagram based on the motor rotational side, the plus and the, try to find the plus side and the minus side based on the rotation direction, right? Rotation direction. Okay, write down that as a question. Converting motor to a turbine, or using motor as a turbine. Start write down. So okay, let it load. Let's write down it here. Using DC motor as a turbine. Using DC motor as a turbine. Under that, please write down. Find a small DC motor and fix a propeller. Fix a propeller. Fix a propeller. Find a small DC motor and fix the propeller. So can I see any diagram related to this then? No. I'll give you the diagram as well. Rotate the propeller. I'll write down in the word file. So please write down which rotate the propeller. List your observation, right? You have to list your observations. So once you've done this, please list your, you know how rotate the propeller more efficiency. Observe anode side, anode node, and cathode node change with rotational direction. If right rotated, so find out the observation. If left rotated, then what will happen? Change the rotational speed and observe brightness of LED bulb with the speed So in the table here, you have to write down the observations, right? Try to rotate the propeller using wind and water both. Observe the results. So what are the materials you need? Wires, bulb, motor, water, and wind. So that is all you need. Wind source. Right. Then let's move to the next part. Okay, you can see the model. This is actually system, how a hydropower station, hydropower plant is used. I think you have seen these things in your eyes, because like when you go to Victoria Dam, Randenigala, Victoria, Rantambe, everywhere this structure is there. But so basically you will not be able to see this just using a small snapshot like this. But you will see the large tank and the dam. You can see large tank and the dam. You can see this part is not visible to you. And so this dam is basically it's opening, like excess water can be released using the dam and this gates, that is to release the excess water. And there is this is to get the water source from the tank. There is a pressure, because like in this point, so the pressure given by this the water above this level will push water through this tunnel, that is using the pressure. Actually, if you can pressurize this is a slope, right? This is a slope and this is a tank and there should be a slope. If you can maintain this kind of slope, then it's really easy to rotate a turbine. So you can see a large turbine is rotated, and the turbine generated power, here you can see the generators, like so using the turbine generators, it generates the power and the power will be sent out, right? You can see. So but still we don't have a mechanism to store the power generated. That is the main issue of this hydro plant systems. මේවා කරකිලා මේ කරන්ට් එක ඇවිල්ලා ඔක්කොම උනාට මේ එන කරන්ට් එක ස්ටෝර් කරන්න විදිහක් නැහැ. ඒක ඒ වෙලාවෙම demand, you can see the demand management කියලා එකක් තියෙන දැකලාත් කියලා. මේ power cut එකේ තියෙන demand management කියලා application. According to the demand it can supply the power. අවශ්‍යතාවයට අනුව ඒ demand එක එකතු කරන්න පුළුවන්. ජාතික විදුලි ජාලයට, so to the national this network of power, it's like national electricity, so that can be added based on the demand by rotating. But we have no mechanism to store that power for later use. That is why when the tanks are empty or tanks are in less capacity, that is why these hydropower plant stations it's very difficult to run this hydropower stations. when the water level is very low. That's why sometimes there will be like heavy, when even there is a heavy demand in the dry season, when water is not there, there will be power cuts. And actually speaking, so there is a small amount of fuel required to start these turbines, start this system. You need small amount of, not actually, relatively small amount of fuel to start. That is why these hydro plant stations are even depending on fuel. Without fuel, so it also cannot operate. For මේවට යම් ප්‍රමාණයක් fuel ඕන. මේවා අර initial start එක fuel. වලින් තමයි initial start එක lazy. You can rotate the turbine, but the initial start will be easy with the fuel. Therefore, they also need some. Okay. So here you can see a mini hydropower plant. And so what is this? So you can use again a carbon pen, and here what they have done using the carbon pen, the motor is connected. This is what I asked you to do, right? So there you can use the hydropower, like this is rotating, the motor is connected, then the other end, you can see other end. So what is connected to the other end? One more you have already prepared, both side pin, the axis, smoke wire, right? Then fix natural from the motor, the other end, and connect the circuit. A birthday, right? Connect the circuit of a birthday card and available non-link from card to the terminal of the motor. Now you can activate the turbine, right? So this is like you can see in the birthday card there is a small amount, sorry, a small sound emitting circuit. When the birthday card is opened, automatically happy birthday song is played, right? That use very small amount of energy, or you can use LED bulb, simple. Just use LED bulb. No need to find birthday. If you can find a birthday card, just good. Otherwise, that has a small speaker, that has a small bulb, all these things. If you have that, okay. Otherwise, just use LED. Simple. Okay. The last. Sea waves and tidal waves. Udam rala, muhudu rala. So what's the difference? Sea waves, tidal waves, difference. What is the difference? Yes, sea waves and tidal waves. Both can be used to generate power. Yes. Sea waves and tidal waves. Please speak. It's very difficult for me to talk. So I'm also doing. Please speak. Yes. In Sinhala, we can say muhudu rala, udam rala. Yes. So what's the difference? Hello. We don't know. Sea waves. This one you have seen, right? Right. When because of this happens because of wind, right? This happened because of the wind in the ocean, right? In the ocean. So there are like you can see, there are, due to the wind and the large volume of water, right? So there are frequent waves. Here you can see a flow of air is used to rotate blades in the turbine. So there are blades in the turbine. So these turbines are rotated using this flow of air. Actually, this is right. This is floating power plants in the sea. You can place that. And at the end, right at the end, right, water level of the sea changes. So especially this can happen due to the sun and moon, the gravity issues, right? So there will be high tides and low tides. Udam rala කියලා තියෙන udam rala කියලා කියනවා udam මොකක්ද ඒක කියන්නේ වඩදිය භාගය. So yes, high tides and low tides. So that can happen due to the gravity and behavior of sun and moon. Right? The rise of the sea water level names high tide and the fall of the sea water level low tide. So this is especially this can be experienced if you are in a river basin. Right? මුහුදට ගඟක් වැටෙන තැනක හිටියනම් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට තේරෙනවා මේ ගඟේ වතුර මට්ටමත් ඔන්න හිටි ගමන් වැඩි වෙනවා. හැලා නෙමෙයි. මේ මුහුදෙන් වතුර එන්නේ. ටිකක් උස වැඩි වෙනවා. That is high tide. Low tide means මේක එකපාරටම මෙහෙම බහලා යනවා. ඒක මේ උදේට හවසට වෙනස් වෙනවා. Right? So that can be even tsunami. Tsunami is a kind of tide. It's a kind of tidal tsunami, but it is a different scenario, right? It's a different scenario. So this tidal energy, right? So because of this, there is an energy generated. When there's a low side, water can flow back to the sea. And then වතුර මෙයාගේ වතුර මට්ටම අඩු වෙද්දි මොකද වෙන්නේ? මේ වතුරට ගලාගෙන යන්න පුළුවන් මුහුද. මෙහෙම ඇදීගෙන යනවා වතුර මුහුදට. When water level is high, it's going other way. මේ දෙක දැන් separate කරලා තියෙනවා. අර මොය කටක වගේ මේක තියෙන separate කරලා තියෙන දැන් level දෙක අපිට මෙහෙම තියාගෙන ඉන්නවා. මේ පැත්ත අපි එක level එක මේ පැත්ත එක. So when the sea water level reduces, this will flow down. මේක මේ පැත්තට යනවා. ඒතර මේ පැත්තට ඇදීගෙන යනවා නිකන් ගඟක් යනවා වගේ වේගෙන් ඇදීගෙන යනවා. So it will happen so fast. So then that can be used to rotate. So the other way, the water level is high, when the sea water level high, it happens the other side. That can be converted into energy. So tsunami di togolo halapi. In tsunami, this has happened. So initially, the water level was very low. It has become very, very low. So people went to sea, and people went actually they wanted to catch lands. I don't know whether you have heard of. I think you have not born that time, right? 2004. No, you are not there, right? I think maybe you face tsunami, but that is your before birth. This not this birth, right? Maybe you all are like adults in your the previous birth, right? When you face tsunami. After tsunami, you again become children. You are reborn. Maybe you also try to catch lands there, right? I don't know. Anyway, so if you don't know the story, there is a film called Tsunami. Have you watched that film? No. ලංකාවේ තියෙන tsunami කියලා film එකක්. හදලා ඒක බැලුවද? Have you watched that movie? Yes or no? No.
Sir.
It is in YouTube, right? It is in YouTube. I saw that it is in YouTube. Go and watch it, so that you can get an idea. So initially the sea level goes down. Suddenly sea level goes down. So people think, oh, then sea level has become very, very high. A few meters. So which is very, very, it's super powerful, right? In tsunami. So there was an even train. So you can see this energy level. Just imagine. There was a train, I cannot remember the station. Tsunami. That is like, okay, you can see this, and you can imagine. So if it can throw away a giant like this, just imagine the size that it can here. Just imagine the energy in these tidal waves. If it can hit, if it like it hit this train, it has flown this away. You can see the different parts in different regions, killed thousands of people. Okay, so now you have idea about these energy sources. So we have to discuss about the nuclear energy. Okay, I think we can finish this. Let's finish it. Geothermal energy. The temperature of sun in the geothermal energy is some like earth crust, inner earth crust temperature level is very, very high, right? So, but this can be vary place to place. When you dig into, don't dig then, don't go and dig. Earth temperature is very, very high. That is why the volcanic reactions are there. It's under the sea, there are volcanic reactions. Under the crust, there are volcanic reactions. So some volcanoes, like it's erupting, coming out. Through eruption, it will coming out. But this temperature is really high. But it can even melt iron. So that can be converted to electricity. Right? So actually, what is done? The steam, Vashpa. So you know steam engine, Vashpa engine. So what is done? Actually, it is sent to the high temperature zone, high temperature on and zone, and that will create steam. And steam has energy. That energy can be used to rotate a turbine. Right? So some countries are used this as an energy source. So it use steam. So you can use the same thing, right? You can try this again, steam turbine. That also can be created, right? A motor can be rotated using, right? Motor can be rotated using steam. So model. Yeah. Actually, we used to create this in our school time. I'm not sure you can, but you can also do. You can use some oil lamps, small oil lamp here, and you can see again here. This is a propeller, a motor, and LED bulb. And this is you can use a cementine or kind of some kind of here. This is a you can see this is ballpoint pen again, and you have to do it. And this is actually, yes, this is lamp just using coconut oil. You can, right, when you heat this, steam produces, that steam can be directed to these propellers, and then also these propellers will rotate. Using this rotation, because there is a high pressure. In this high pressure, the steam comes, the pressurized steams comes, and it can rotate this. That can be used. I have even seen, so this, I was searching different power sources, power options when because of the power issue in Sri Lanka. I saw that an Indian boy, he has created steam engine for a bicycle. Right, steam engine bicycle. He used he used biomass. That's firewood. This biomass to rotate, but that is a bit like awful. So I don't know. So you can just see. I'll show you this. I've seen this interesting one. Something like this. You use firewood and share this one. Something like this. Used firewood to rotate this wheel. Right, using this, you can see the pressurized steam is sent to the wheel and it is rotated using that. So there are videos in YouTube. There are videos. Right. Just go and see this. Watch this. Okay, I have just given you all these things, facts in the book with all the projects that you can do. So this will be interesting if you are doing these projects, but unfortunately you can't try the last one. It need like even a country like us, we cannot try, we cannot afford that. But this is a high amount, a very high amount of energy can be generated. But this is really unsafe because it can blast, this blasting or these like exporting into this nuclear energy can even cause cancer, severe damages, DNA damages. You know, the nuclear war happened in Japan in Second World War, the nuclear bombs, how it affects. So it is an energy giant. So that is the largest explorable energy which can be created. But the thing is, it has very high risk and very big cost involvement. That is why. So this is also heat or thermal energy. The reason why people are not trying because of the dangerousness. Some countries have tried, some have applied, but due to their dangerousness, they are not using this frequently, other than the countries which are using this in isolated areas. Okay. Sustainable use of energy sources. I said that there are renewable energies, non-renewable energies. You have to understand what are renewable, what are non-renewable. And so do not waste energy. You have to use energy with care. Right? And it is also day by day, a new energy sources are discovered, added. So explore more energy sources. There are bioenergy, biothermal energy. There are different energy sources also. Just go through these things, biogas, biothermal energy, and you can see this example, aeroplane which use alcohol as a fuel. This is alcohol is produced using bioenergy. That is why sugarcane can be used to produce this alcohol energy too. Right. With that, I'll stop for today. I'll do the exercise next day. And let's move to the light and vision next week. Then good night.
Good night, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Bye.